Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Crypto Night show. Your host Superman in the house, and boy, this is going to be a lot of fun today. We're going to be talking about the power of the PulseChain Strategic Reserve. You heard it right, the power of the PulseChain Strategic Reserve. I think it's going to underpin a lot of success on PulseChain. Moving forward, we're going to look at some of the general catalysts for that today. So a few insights here and there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're obviously also going to cover the market updates. And of course, we've got a big update from Trump regarding a big trade deal with Japan. So one of the big 10, we've got another trade deal in the mix. So very, very exciting. Woohoo! Let's go, let's go, let's go. Obviously, we've had the UK deal, Vietnam deal. We've got the Japanese deal today. The Philippines is in the White House. A lot of things are happening. Everything is moving forward. And we've got that 1st of August deadline. But man, they're getting one big country after another. Scott Bessent today, the Treasury Secretary, talking about 3 deals in the pipeline that are pretty much done. And we heard Japan today, so it's ticking off, folks. The foundation for the golden age of America is being laid, and we're almost there with the key stuff. We got Hex Creator in the house there. Good to see Hex Creator. Big shout out. Welcome to the chat, of course. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to share the show around. There it is there. Just take a moment to repost it on X. And, of course, if you're on YouTube, hit the share button and, like and share. Share it around. Sharing is caring, as they say. Frank White's in the house. Good to see you, Frank. Bang, bang. PulseChain. Good to see you, Frank. If you haven't checked out Frank's PulseChain ecosystem, check it out. Might end up having a bit of a chat with old Frank about something, but we'll just keep that on the quiet at the moment. We got Sean in the house there, Sean O'Malley. Hey, Superman. It's our time, baby. It certainly is our time. Looking forward to it, Sean. Big shout out there. And, if you guys haven't joined the Strategy Club, the link is in the video description. And, of course, it's only $35 a month. Fantastic value. Of course, there's monthly update reports. There's regular intel in there. We have strategy chats, and we've got our top 10 index as well. So get in there on the Strategy Club. Join our community today. If you want to become just a general community member, that's $12.50 a month. But Strategy Club is next level, and go for that. That is $35 a month, and we'll see you in there. We got Wookie in the house as well. Wookie has the power. He is full of gas, he says. How about that? That was his value add today, was from Wookie. We got Bitfinex as well. Whoa, PulseChain can't be killed. Certainly can't. And we're going to look at how powerful the strategic reserve is going to be for PulseChain. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Without further ado, should we get straight into it? I think we should. Let me just think about what I put out yesterday on my main X post, just to see what I got there. If you're on X2 and you haven't followed the Crypto Night Show, give it a big follow. That'd be really, really, really helpful. But we're going to get into some of the stuff I posted yesterday. We might actually check up on the monster thread later on during the live stream as well. Give a bit of an update on that. Why not? What do we got there? We got 2 things I think I'm going to talk about, actually. Let's do that. 2 things I'm going to talk about on my main thread, and we might cover the monster thread later on. That's Wookie's link to the Strategy Club. Yeah, just sign up today to the Strategy Club, 100%. Join our community. We're going to do a big drive, I think, for the Strategy Club. We're going to focus on that pretty bigly in the next couple of weeks, I think. Let's get into it without further ado. And yesterday, so we primarily, obviously, our main stuff we cover is PulseChain, but we cover all of crypto, in particular Ethereum, Base Chain. And today I released a video on behalf of the Conji farms on Sonic Chain. So this is part of an awesome team. Riz and Danny and I think Kairos involved with this. Pretty exciting. And so that video was out yesterday. I put that out 19 hours ago. Conji Farms live on Sonic Chain. And Sonic Chain's a really great chain, super fast, super quick. And of course, now it's going to have a top tier farm on there with some pretty cool stuff. So you can do single-sided staking of Conji token and earn Sonic or S token. And of course, I think Sonic's sitting about 101 on the top cryptos. So it could have a massive run up for this crypto run. They're going to have high APR DeFi income opportunities. So up to 1,300% at the moment. They're going to have many more other peers, and no doubt there'll be lots of different APRs there. I think they've got like 7 or 8 pools already, just straight out of the gate. Only been just came live the last 3 days, I think. Collab. I think they have lots of collabs. They're going to have new farms, of course. Meme contests, I think, is one. I think there might be one on right now. Telegram bot airdrops and referrals. So definitely check that if you've enjoyed Emmett Farms. then you're going to be able to get Telegram bots straight out of the gate. So I would join up today. I think if you participate in the farm, you can get yourself registered on the Telegram bot and start earning airdrops from all the partners. Getting in early is really cool because you basically collect them every week, right, from the beginning. So you're getting max potential. Excuse me. And yeah, so we got all that going on in referral. So definitely check that out. That is Crongy Farms there. And a big shout out to Riz and Danny and the team, and of course Kairos. How to farm Crongy and Sonic. I did a whole video on it. So there's a 14-minute video on how to work through that. You can see me. There I am right there. And we're on the Crongy Farms. And I love the branding colors. It's fantastic. So definitely check that out. That was pretty awesome. So I'm going to post that in the chat there as well. And a big, I wish them all the best. And we'll be keeping a lookout for that on Sonic Chain. Yeah, Sonic Chain. Awesome. So Crongy Farms, I'm going to post the link to that. You guys can check it out. And yeah, super fast over there, man. I was really impressed with how fast everything goes. As well, they've got a DEX. I've got the DEX listed there as well. I think I've got that listed at the end of the video. So it's the Shadow Exchange is the DEX, and it's really slick over there on that. They've got a bridge as well. So you can use bridge to like a BSC chain with USD stables. You can then use the Liberty swap to bridge from PulseChain to there. So there's just a sweet connection through there, and pretty cost effective too. So you hardly notice it. So yeah, pretty cool. So swap bridge on the old Shadow Exchange, and then of course you can use the Liberty swap to bridge over seamlessly over to PulseChain and back. So go back and forth. Sweet. All right, so that is Crongy Farms. Who else is in there? We got let's jump up the top here. We got liked and shared, said Sean. Appreciate that. Big shout out. We got Wookie is full of value add super. Yeah. Apparently. We got Nick Minute. I'm here, says Brennan. Hey, always awesome to see you, Brennan. Congratulations on being here. We got Hex Down Under. Happy Wednesday. Got plenty of PDI. Yeah, well, PDI community is huge, isn't it? So we're looking forward to things from them. Better Bank's coming up, isn't it? Better Bank. Valiant's in the house there. I'm here for the Super Alpha Man. Hey, Valiant, appreciate that. Big shout out. And yeah, there's the link to the Crongy Farm video and all the details. You can jump onto that. Get them nice and early. Get onto the Telegram. Tell them that the Kryptonite Show #Superman sent you there. Yeah, get involved. Get into that bot, the airdrop bot, straight away. All right, that's the first story. I think we had a second story I want to talk about, which was the bridge. I haven't done an update today because of the technical issues to do with the data setup, but I'll get an update again today. But this is from yesterday. I think how many hours? Maybe 10, 12 hours ago, something like that. But we also had the bridge heading in the right direction. So we've improved from negative 4.7 million now to negative 1.3. That was at least yesterday. So I haven't had, like I say, the update for the last, I don't know, it's, maybe for 15 hours maybe. But you can see we're heading in the right direction. So the worst was down here, negative 4.88 million down, but we were only down 1.3 million. So we're heading in the right direction, guys. We want this to flip, right? We're going to go positive, and that means capital is coming onto the chain in a big way. Of course, this is timestamp values, doesn't reflect, US dollar movements. But man, it's heading in the right direction. Could we be 3 or 4 days away from a flippening into the positive state? That would certainly usher in net capital coming onto PulseChain in the general direction. That's bullish for all the asset values. Obviously, we have stablecoins and stuff like that that can already pump the chain on PulseChain. But man, that is going to be pretty exciting. So heading in the right direction, guys. Feel the lift, as it were. It is pretty exciting. So that was a cool thing to be able to put out yesterday. Now let's jump into the stock market. We had S&P 500. This is the results for Tuesday. Notches up, record high close, another record just in the stock market. It's great to be witnessing all this. And of course, pretty exciting. GM apparently slumps as tariffs bite a little bit. Obviously, there will be some people biting into the tariffs there. A lot of tariffs are being absorbed though. And of course, we've also got the Dow Jones there is up 0.4%, 180 points to 44,500. We got the S&P 500 up slightly, 4 points to 6,300. The Nasdaq, with all the tech companies in it, down 0.4%, 81 points to 20,892. So those are the markets. The dollar is at the moment up slightly, 97.22 versus the trading partners. Looking at the commodities, we got West Texas at $65.60, up 0.4%, and Brent oil at $68.86, up a 0.1%, let's say. Gold at the moment up slightly, $1.50 to 3,445, And silver, which has really been moving on the upside, is up 1/5%, 9 cents, let's say, to $39.64, about to really challenge the $40 mark, is it? I guess. Let's go to the 5 year. So look at that. 5 year that we're up at record levels for 5 years. I'm not sure. I don't think it's all time. Yeah, all time we had a blip up here, but we're not up there. But we'll get there. Yeah, about to tap $40. Amazing. And of course, we talked about $75 to $125, didn't we? Months and months and months ago. And here we are, got that big breakout. So if you've got a ton of silver sitting in the old cupboard, congratulations. So yeah, let's see where we're going here. I'm just going to talk about some of this. I think that's it pretty much. We've got earnings season. So earnings season's been really good. Earnings season's over a couple of weeks. We had the banks, and now we've got the tech companies. I think we've got was it automobiles next week or something. But it's actually been pretty good reporting season. In fact, 2 times the earnings, as I understand it. So yeah, it looks like the performance is going very well so far for earnings season, which just just keep rolling on these markets, right? Pretty cool. Now, the other big thing, of course, we had was Trump just announced, hot off the press there, massive trade deal with Japan. So we've got another one of the big giants, right? The big giants there, tariff rate set at 15%. So there is a premium to access the United States, of course. It's definitely turning out that way by opening up free trade with access to other markets for the United States, which has been often blocked by a lot of tariff and non-tariff barriers. Remember, the deficit's about $1.3 trillion. Trump is dealing with that. Obviously, the biggest culprits are China and then Europe, about 400 billion, and I think it's 250, 300 billion respectively for those. So they're well over probably at least half of that deficit, and so he's dealing with that. Obviously, they haven't got a European deal. We do have an in-principle deal with China. And of course, I think the European deal is getting closer and closer. So Japan will open their country to trade, including cars and trucks. This is mind-boggling. Remember that Japan is, just an incredible car producer. The quality of the Japanese cars are amazing, but they don't have a lot of resources, right? So they have to import a lot of their resources. And so, it's quite a challenge for them to open up their market. So it's going to be interesting to see this play out. But in any case, Trump said that Japan will invest also a lot of money. So not only have we got tariffs are being applied and opening up the markets, but also Japan's going to be doing investments inside the US, over $500 billion. So Trump just keeps pulling in this. He's already at record levels of investment. This isn't crazy. So into the US, of which US received 90% of the profits. Amazing deal. So pretty crazy. Japan will pay reciprocal tariffs to the United States, so it is reciprocal of 15%. The announcement of the deal comes shortly after reports said that Japan's top trade negotiator, Akazawa, met with Trump on the White House on Tuesday. While the 15% tariff is lower than the 25% initially outlined by Trump, it still goes against Tokyo's earlier demands that Japan be exempt from all U.S. tariffs. 15% levy is likely to take effect from August the 1st, when Trump's other reciprocal tariffs against major economies are set to take effect. So that is bullish news, guys. Bullish news there. Another deal has been done. Automakers, Toyota and Hyundai do have production facilities in the US. They still export several models and auto parts into the country. So there we go. US tariffs stand to increase the showroom prices of their vehicles. That's kind of where that is at the moment. So a good deal there. Another good deal. The thing I'll say about that is that the investment that America's going to get out of this is going to be absolutely massive. So this accumulated investment, mind-boggling. I think we were already at 15 trillion. We must be at 16, 17 trillion by now, which must be at record levels. This is unbelievable. And we know more and more is coming in. More has been announced today. So pretty crazy there. Right, that leads us into crypto. We're going to talk about that. Let me just split my studio here and get it all ready. Just realized I haven't got all the videos right, but we'll set that up. And bam. All right. I keep clicking the wrong buttons here, and I got this silly thing in front. Okay, cover that. What is it doing? I don't know what it's doing, guys. It's having a fit. I don't want that there. It's got Richard Hart. Richard Hart's here, and it won't hide itself. That's crazy. What is going on there? Crazy. I'm going to have to delete it altogether. Yeah. All right. That was aggressive. All right. Here we go. All right. So we got the markets. Let's jump over to the big screen and we're having a look at crypto. Crypto at the moment, 4.04 trillion. Yay. We're over 4 trillion for the markets, and we're down 2.9% because of all the coins in the index, 17,761. But Bitcoin, look at that. Bitcoin. Woohoo. Bitcoin is over 120,000 US dollars. We're heading up, folks. It's really beginning. It's really happening before our eyes. 120K, up 2% today. So very exciting there. Ethereum at the moment is down 0.6%, but still very handsome price at $3,745. We've got XRP down 0.7% at $3.55. We've got Solana at the moment down 4.1%. No, up 4.1% at $203, or almost $204. And we are expecting big moves on Solana, right, with the old meme chain. BNB up 3%, $784 at number 6. We've got we had a flippening there. We've had a flippening. We had Solana flip BNB. I just noticed it just now. Oh my god! So yeah, we've had Solana flip BNB there. 109.6 billion over 109.3 billion. Wow, that's a big news there. Another flippening happening. We're definitely in the beginning of the altcoin season. We've got these positionings changing, position changing hands here. Brendan, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about that. Who else has jumped in here? We've got a couple other people. We've got good evening from America, from Living My Best Life. We've got Wookie as well. And it takes 9 seconds to go from hero to zero. It does that. That's true. That's true. We've got Fast Abdul in the house there. I'm here for the tech. I'm here for the tech. Of course, the founder of Ink Printer is in the house. We've got Brennan Eslick here. I can't wait for this next round of footy to start, says Brennan, because he loves footy. He's going to get smashed. He's going to get smashed. Okay, I'm just kidding, Brennan. Just kidding. Right, we got, was that Pulse Wrap Bitcoin looking good? Yeah, Valiant, it is looking good. And of course, Bitcoin on the rise there. Having one little P wrap Bitcoin, that's the narrative, right? One little Bitcoin, that is the place to go. And we've got lots of hexes there going woo, woo, woo. A good shout out there, Brennan. All right, so yeah, a flipping in there today. Nice. What do we got there? Number 8 is Dogecoin, down 1.1% at 27 cents. And then number 10 is Cardano or ADA. They're up 0.8% at 90 cents. So those are the top ones there, folks, at the moment. Number 11, Tron. Number 13 is Hyperliquid. Yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So let's have a quick look at the best performer in the last 24 hours has been Solana, up 4% and flipping a BNB. The best performer over the last week has been Dogecoin, up 37%, followed pretty closely behind by Solana, up 26%, and XRP at 22%. So that's kind of the marks there. Best performer in the top 100 is Floki meme coin. So we've got meme coins on the rise, Solana's on the rise. So this is one of our themes. And of course, 56% there. It's at number 89, so it could re-rate real big. That's why I've been saying about Floki, probably one to consider picking up because that's only still got a market 1.4 billion. We could see that re-rate quite strongly. Athena there up 42% at number 50. Fartcoin, another meme coin there at 82. Another one that could be, go on a big run. That's up 37% for the week, 1.6 billion. So Floki meme Fartcoin there on the old memes. We've got Doge there at number 4, of course, in the top 10, up 37%, and then Flare up 36% as well. So those are the top ones there. But a couple of meme coins there potentially worth picking up as part of your top 100 bag, let's say, your top 100 bag. Top gainers there at the moment. We've got Just Meme Coin in the top 1,000, Strike and Rise. Strike always makes me think of that airplane in the movie, the comedy, Striker or something like that. That was pretty fun. But Just Meme Coin, they did a remake of that just recently. They haven't seen it, of course. So this is number 985. This is Just Meme Coin, so another meme coin here. And it's only been around since July the 5th. So what's that? Only a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, is it? And it was really not doing much. It was down here at 0.0088, and now it's at 3.4 cents. So mad gains there. It is on Solana chain, so helping Solana, I guess, rally into that flippening today, up 35 million. It's only 35 million market cap still, so still pretty low, but had a massive raise at the moment. So yeah, there we go. Meme coin season beginning, really ramping up there. Let's have a quick look at the. Actually, I didn't even look at the website. Let's see if we can have a look at the website. I must have a website there. It's got x.com. So I think it's x.com. Let's jump away from that and let's go into the next one, which is Strike. We can have a quick look through this as well. Number 477. Yeah, we're pretty much down on the bottom and just got pumped today out of nowhere. It was at $5.81 and now is at $20. So there we go. It is on Ethereum. And of course, let's have a quick look there. It's got here Democrats strike plan targets crypto bills. So let's have a quick look at the organization there. The strike protocol currently has so much TVL across token markets. So that is there at the moment. Claims strike. Strikes use control the digital assets. So I guess you can check that out. It's not not quite rendering fully for some reason. Go to DeFi 3.0 Vault. Yeah, so check that out. It's got a bit of a DAO, a bit of a marketplace. It's got an app as well. We might launch the app and see whether that's got anything a bit more visual. Spinning around, we've got market staking, DeFi Vault 3.0. So it's got a few DeFi aspects there. Maybe worth checking out. And then let's get to the final one. The final one was Rise, and that's up 100% as well. So we've got some pretty triple-digit gains here, not double-digit, but triple-digit. Sitting at 7.6 cents, and it was pretty much down off the bottom. And it's only been around since when? May the 16th this year, a couple of months, and it went from 1.8 cents all the way to 7.6 cents today. It's on. Is that base chain? Is it? It's over there. Rise is an institutional grade tokenization platform designed for compliant tokenization. So we're obviously going to get a lot of revaluation for some of the tokenized sites. Let's have a look at the IO site there. Your decentralized gateway to tokenization. There we go. It's got governance and tools in there. What's the TVL is 23 million, but it says upcoming total locked 300 million. And 2 billion signed MOs. So that might re-rate a lot if those are all real. So there we go. That is potentially a rising star, number 688 on the old Rise. And that's pretty much it. So let's go to the final one here. We've got the market cap over 4 trillion. Woohoo! We've got Bitcoin holding at about 120,000. We had the flipning today of Solana over BNB. Those are some of the big stories. And we've got some pretty big top gainers right now. Pretty big top gainers. On the move. Trending at the moment, Bitcoin, Zora, and Pudgy Penguins, another meme coin, on the move at the moment. So a lot of action happening here on the old crypto market. Let's jump into, let me just give a moment. Sorry about that. I had the gardener just gardeners just turned on the mower, and it just got really noisy really quick. All right, so it happens sometimes. All right, so we got the Bitcoin moving out here. This is on the daily here on Coin. Was it Coinbase? And look, we're starting to make another rise. Like we had this consolidation period during the tariff volatility, and of course, then we had the one big bill. On the Independence Day, the 4th of July there. And then, of course, we've got the trade deals being extended. They went from the 9th of July, if you remember, and we extended it to here, the 1st of August, to get the second part. So the first part of the three-legged stool strategy of Trump's was to get the big tax bill through. That has gone through. And probably the biggest thing out of that's been overlooked is the 100% capital expensing, because that means basically an investment boom, right? And so that is a big part of that. Yeah, all the taxes fantastic, all the rest of it fantastic, but that expensing a big deal. And then of course we've got the trade deals being announced. We've got another one today. Obviously we've had the UK, Russia in principle, and of course Vietnam, and now we've got Japan today. We know Philippines is there at the White House today, and of course the EU is in discussion as well. So these top 10 countries. All coming through, so not pretty good there. So looks like 1st of August looking very good. So we've still got a few days to go for that. How long away is that actually? Not too far away, is it? It's 9 days away. So that's coming up. So pretty cool. We obviously won the SEC. PulseChain bet the SEC once and for all back there on the 7th of July. And everything is going on very, very nicely. Golden age of crypto. Pretty much, we had Crypto Week as well with these stable coins. We had the Clarity Act, the Genius Act, which is just ginormous. I mean, the ramifications of that are going to be seen in the future, but I think it's just absolutely a ginormous thing for crypto. And so that's huge. And of course, the non-CBDC Act as well. Then, of course, we're coming into the next big piece of news, I guess, is more trade deals by the 1st of August. And then we'll get into September the 17th for the interest rate cut. That's when we're expecting it. We're not expecting one this month. So 17th September, a lot of pressure on the Federal Reserve for that to get interest rate cuts by then. So let's see if we can do it. That's just absolutely ballistic. The market will go ballistic to the upside with altcoin season with an interest rate cut, particularly if it's 50 basis points, something like that. So remember the federal fund rate's 4.5%, interest rates around 2.5%. Sorry, inflation around 2.5%. So there's a 2 percentage point gap there. If that can get closed, it should typically a good rule of thumb is 1-to-1, but of course it's almost 2-to-1. Let's see if we can get an interest rate cut there. Obviously, a lot of politics is being played, and of course we do see not a lot of impact with tariffs. As a lot of the liberal progressive economists push out there, but really the Democrats want high interest rates because they want to punish Trump, and therefore they don't care about the American people. That's pretty much it. So there you go. And I'm not American, so there we go. All right, so that is the play. So we've got then of course we've got deregulation leverage. Obviously we've had that with the Genius Act and the Clarity Act and all that, but we're expecting a lot more in August, September, October. We're expecting more around the digital strategy. So this is a big piece of work that's coming out later on, and of course that will usher in many different methods of getting more money to go and buy more Bitcoin, potentially more altcoins as well. So that is expected to come in there, and more clarity, further clarity around regulations as well in crypto. So that is all coming up there from the team in the White House in August and September. So look forward to that. So very, very exciting times. So we've got interest rates, more regulation around crypto coming up in the future. And of course, we've got all this construction going on right now. There's a boom just beginning. We will probably see that take at least 12 months to show up. So we're talking about all this AI boom and everything, which is already kind of showing up, but all the production with oil and gas, with all these different things. We saw the second rare earth facility plant just open up a couple weeks back. It's game on, guys, game on. And this is all going to flourish, and we're going to start seeing 3% plus economic growth probably sometime, I'm guessing, at the beginning, maybe second quarter, third quarter of next year, the economic growth of the United States, and that is ginormous. And of course, a good chance that the U.S. government could go into a balanced budget, and even potentially following, if it's even higher than 3%, following into 3-4%, and of course a budget surplus. That'd be unbelievable, and actually paying down a debt. The markets might really be over impressed by that, and the rally just keeps going and going. So keep a lookout for that. We did see also Elon Musk open up a Tesla diner. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's kind of a retro diner there. There's probably a few things I would have changed about it, but it's pretty cool. Is it an elite diner? Because I guess not everyone in America owns a Tesla, but I don't know if that was the requirement that you had to get in. But certainly people parking all the Teslas in there, and that was a pretty fun little event. I don't know if you've seen videos of that, but it was kind of fun. But anyway, I would have made a few changes with some of the decor there, especially on the mezzanine floor. I think it was upstairs. I probably would have changed some stuff around there. They had one of the Optimus robots serving popcorn. That's pretty hilarious. In the video I saw, the robot was actually talking, but in the vlog that I saw someone do, it wasn't saying anything. But it sort of takes your popcorn and it waves you goodbye, sort of like that. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. What else there? Let's jump over here. We've got a few other people in the house. Who else we got in here? We got Christine in the house. Hey, Christine, good to see you. Good evening, PulseChain. Welcome. We got Brennan says, I wish I could afford a gardener, says Brennan. Yeah. Hey, look, it might be a job opening for you, Brennan. It might be a job opening for you. We got Wookiees has a gardener. Wookiees has a gardener. That's you. You're the gardener. He was out there yesterday. We won't talk too much about that. We got Pukidoo in the house there. What's up, Superman? Good to see you, Pukidoo. Hope you're doing well. And welcome to the chat. All right, so let's get into it. So we're about to get into the main topic, the power of PulseChain strategic reserve. So let's lead into, before we get to that, we've still got a few little topics to get into. So let's talk about the Bitcoin ETFs because they've been on fire, right? They're being on fire. Look at that, all that green candles coming into the Bitcoin ETFs, and of course helping push the market higher. So they've been contributing big time. And you can see we've had over $1 billion days, a couple of those, and certainly some very exciting $500 million days coming in. So the Bitcoin ETFs have been doing very, very well indeed. So it's been kind of cool. But let's get over to Ethereum, because we had that golden cross, right? We had that golden cross in Ethereum, and we're going to see where that goes to too. So golden cross there, it played out very well. Look at that. We got the golden cross around the 10th of July, and boy, it has gone up, up, and away. And you guys remember I drew that circle, and look, it's played out beautifully. In fact, it's all the way back up to this green line, which is the PulseChain Strategic Reserve, and that's what we're talking about today. Look at that. Bam. Nice, nice. And what I say down here said, it's going to be pretty easy. This is crypto. Easy to get that gain. And what sort of gain did we have from there? Well, it was pretty much around about a 50% gain, which is what I did on the screen. Remember that? You can go back, watch my video. It's a 50% there. It can happen in no time at all. And there we go. We got what we asked for. It was pretty fun. Tyndale's in house there, Superman, with tomorrow's crypto news. Says Tyndale, that's true. We're about 19 hours ahead. 19 hours ahead here. Wookie says, Wookie's gardener can't even afford pants. We weren't going to talk about that. Leave Wookie in the yard for an hour and the grass disappears. So that's true. That's true. And all the wildlife as well. All right, so that is Ethereum. Let's quickly look at the Ethereum ETFs as well, because obviously they've been going all guns. So we're going to have a look at ETH as well. And we can see that ETH itself, look at that. Woohoo! ETH itself, look at these coming in really nice. If we look at the US dollars amount, they're getting huge numbers too. They're getting $400 million as well. So they're starting to look more like Bitcoin. Starting to look more like Bitcoin values, right? So yeah, pretty crazy. We even had a whole all-time high day of almost $750 million. So yeah, ETH flows are starting to look more like Bitcoin flows into the Ethereum ETFs. So institutions coming in, buying up, getting involved with the ETFs and buying up crypto. That's huge, guys, for Ethereum. So you can see it's starting to happen. It's just the beginning. It's only the beginning, but it's starting to flow. So yeah, very, very exciting there. So Ethereum, that golden cross playing out very nicely. And now we've got the ETFs going in, flowing in, hundreds of millions of dollars almost one day, 2 days, in fact. A second day we had another 600. So it's starting to look more and more like Bitcoin flows. So this is exciting times, and we know that the target that Tom Lee had from Fundstrap was 4,000 by the end of this month. So 4,000 Ethereum. So it looks like we're probably going to hit that, and we need a bit of a consolidation here probably, but around 4K. And of course he's been talking about $15,000, right? $15,000 for the end of the year, and that's not the top of the cycle. So that's what he said. So game on there. Tintop says Tintop celebrates 22 months of membership. What's up, Hexagons? Hey, big shout out, Tintop. Appreciate the support. We'll have to give you a magical twinkle for that. Yeah. Appreciate the support there, Tintop. Big shout out. If you're a member of the YouTube channels, we're on 3 YouTube channels at the moment streaming. We're streaming on the Kryptonite Show. We're streaming on Superman Crypto. And we're streaming on PulseChain X. And I don't know what the YouTube algorithm, but PulseChain X has been growing. So a big welcome to everybody over there. And of course, we're also streaming on X as well, which is an incredible community. So big shout out to everybody on X. Don't forget to smash the follow button over there on X. We're heading towards 1,000. As you guys know, my old channel got pulled down unfairly, unjustly, and that's just typical, right? Typical on social media. But we're rebuilding. That's what we do. We rebuild. We get back up on that horse, and we carry off into the sunset, something like that. All right, so that is kind of the play. Let's get into the main event, which is the power of PulseChain Strategic Reserve. Of course, let's get into that. And of course, we have the Strategic Reserve here. This is amazing. So how much is in it? There is 1.87 million ETH in Strategic Reserve. You guys know there's a total supply of ETH of 120.7 million ETH altogether. We know that in the top pools like Lido and stuff, they've staked millions of ETH. I think top pool's got 9 million. And so here on the Strategic Reserve, this stuff is essentially not all of it, but quite a bit of it sitting in the wallets. But it's 1.87 million worth $7 billion right now. And of course, if we're only just under 4,000, we're expected to go to 15,000 or something. Then it's close to 4 times that in the future. So you're going to see this. What's 7? It could be 2,800 $28 billion by the time we get to December. So keep a lookout for that. So the 1.87 million ETH represents 1.55% of all Ethereum supply, and there are 58 participants on the list there, and it has grown leaps and bounds. I mean, we look at the growth of it. We were all the way back here on the 4th of April, so only in 3 months or so, it's gone from 112,000 ETH in the strategic reserve all the way up to 1.9 million almost, and we've seen it bolt. Look at it bolt recently, absolutely bolt, because there's new entrants coming in to the game, and that is the key part of the story about the power of the PulseChain strategic reserve, because there are big giant entities starting to come in, and it's just the beginning, the very beginning. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. So very exciting there. So let's have a look at the recent purchases. We can see that here on July the 22nd, which was yesterday, we had Sharplink Gaming buy another 80,000 Ethereum. Can you believe it? They bought another 80,000. Pretty crazy. We got what else? Who else bought some on 21st? We had a BTC by 23,000. It is massive, the amount of new ETH coming in here. Game Square Holdings 8,400 on the 21st. So some pretty big with there. And of course, the July the 17th, we had Bitmine Immersion, which is now number one at 137,000. Bit Digital 20,000 ETH, all buying and adding to their purchases there. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. So we got at the moment the top one. Oh, we've had Bitmine get flipped. Bitmine came in. It went to number one over Sharplink, and it has now been flipped by Sharplink. There, we've had two flippings today. That's crazy. So Bitmine immersion there. This is Tom Lee, of course. 300,000 ETH has been flipped by Sharplink, and of course Sharplink there. Its gaming business not doing so hot, but it is being very smart because it's now got an Ethereum reserve. And of course, they just increased another 80,000 in there to get number one spot back. The games are on. The games are on. Now, I'm expecting more entrants, more entities to enter here. So I think we might get a fever purchasing run going into on Ethereum. It is crazy. What is driving this? Well, the narrative around the Genius Act and the stable coins is essentially driving this, right? So pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, Secretary Scott Bessent talking about $2 trillion and maybe even 3.2 by the time we get to 2030. There's a lot of capital expected to flow in here, and of course, it has multiplier effects on the rest of crypto, circulating effects. So, pretty crazy. So, Sharplink in here, number one with 360,000 Ethereum. Bitmine Immersion sitting at 300,000. We know Bitmine is going to be targeting 5% of the total ETH supply. So we know there's 120.7 million ETH. They want 5%, which is 6%. 6 million Ethereum, and they've only got 300 so far, so they've only just begun, and they're talking about $15,000 Ethereum by the end of the year. They will be a key player in making that happen, which is pretty exciting. But we've got Sharplink also making it happen. They're accumulating more as well, but I think we're going to see a lot more entities coming into the top 5, top 10 here, and it's going to be really fun to see that the impact of prices could be absolutely massive. Now, number 3, of course, we've got the Ethereum Foundation. It's actually reducing its position slightly. We can see that it actually sold 1,000 ETH back on the 22nd. Obviously, it has to pay bills and things like that. But it also did that on the 18th as well. So that's only 4 days apart, and it sold 2,000 ETH. So much for the Ethereum Foundation. You might as well call it weak hands. Weak hands. Of course, we've got Vitalik out there. He's always stumping on people's heads. So we got that too. Number 4, though, is the PulseChain Sacrifice Wallet. Woohoo! They're sitting at 166,000 Ethereum. And looking good right now. 618 million, and of course we know there's more ETH around, right? It used to be 171,000, so there's more ETH out there under the control that can always come in on this too. And of course, if we're gonna go there. But back in the day, of course, there was the AA lobby, right, with all the Ethereum that went through the AA lobby. That's sitting out somewhere in the ether. It's sitting out there somewhere, and it's who knows what else is out there, right? So. And of course, how big is Richard Hart's own personal position around Bitcoin, around all the forks that he would have potentially got it, and of course, all his Ethereum mining they did in 2016, Bitcoin mining in 2011. It's who knows, but it's there's lots of different variables happening there. What else we got? We got Coinbase at number 5, sitting at 137,000 ETH. Those are the top 5, guys. Those are the top 5. And who do we see buying at the moment? Well, we see significant buyers of BTC. We see significant buyers, obviously, of Sharplink. And we've got Bit Digital also buying significant buys as well. and we can see Bit Digital sitting at number 6 there, 120. So presumably they're going to continue to buy. So we're going to see how long PulseChain SAC holds on to number 4 position. That'll be interesting. And of course, we've got BTC Inks down here at 56,000 at number 10, and they are buying more as well. So this positioning is going to change, and that's only a good thing because it means upward pressure on price, and that implicitly, I would say, drives more value into PulseChain. So that is the connector, is that because there's a run on all these reserves now that Richard Hart was the one that instigated this, by the way. So it's not just, we posted the PulseChain SAC wallets up here. Richard Hart was the one that instigated this on strategic reserve. And of course, since he did his video back in, I think it was January, it's been, he's been just so social media about all these different things about promotions and marketing, the PulseChain website, digital devices, getting things really on the move there, telling the community, you guys are the biggest dumpers, stop dumping, basically. And start buying and start building more stuff and all that good stuff there. So we've seen a lot of cool things come since that time, right? We've seen the PulseChain website get upgraded. We've seen projects coming onto the market that are really innovative. We've seen lots of good stuff going to PulseChain around lending and other places, like other things like that, cross-chain bridges, all those sort of things. We've seen Liberty Swap blow up just recently in the last month, and doing an amazing service there. That's going to be fully multi-chain. I look from the looks of it, but they're all finished. They're well on their way. So yeah, stable coins, cross-chain bridge. So yeah, and we're expecting. We had the Fetch Oracle launch. We've got so much utilities landing, lending products landing. I'm thinking of Axel peer-to-peer lending. Pretty amazing. We've got lots of leverage coming from Nexion. There's so many good groups out there doing some amazing things. Of course, we cover those a lot as well. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff happening. And here we are at number 4. So we're basically, the whole idea is that as we get more these are TradeFi people coming in. These are traditional stock market people coming in, and other alternative industries as well, like gaming, that are coming in to crypto because they get it. They all understand it. It's going to be massive, and they want the piece of the action. They want a piece of the action because it's we're talking about multiples of X returns. We're talking about massive X's that these guys are going to get by doing it. So it's going to be absolutely huge. And of course, PulseChain sitting there at number 4, looking sweet. And it's almost like Richard Hart knew what was happening here, and he got in nice and early, didn't he? Registering there, and here we are right now. So very exciting where this is going to head. And of course, this implies, I would say, a value on PulseChain, especially after defeating the SEC back on the 7th there, once and for all. 7th of July, we are game on, right? We are game on, and it does feel like Richard, with the promotion and marketing, cleaning everything up, looks like getting ready for PulseChain, getting it healthy, getting it fit for the bull run ahead. And we've only just begun. I cannot say that enough. It's only just begun. We're about to enter 2 years, I would say, of the golden age of America, unlike we've ever seen before. And it's not just going to be physical commodities, but it's also going to be financial markets are absolutely going to bloom. And you guys are in the best performing one right now. It's going to be pretty exciting. So game on. And, it's going to be pretty interesting where we head from here. All right, so that is some of the bullish stuff there. So we're looking forward to some good flows. With this, we've obviously got this really rich list developing. This is going to change a lot. So you can come back to this video in 5-6 months' time and have a look at where they were. That's what you can do. Come back to this day and have a look at this video, and you'll be able to see where these guys were on this day. But let's go to some of the big things that are happening. Obviously, Bitmine here from Tom Lee. Obviously, he's super famous in the financial market industry. And, of course, they have taken number 2 spot, right? And they're looking to go to 6 million coins of Ethereum. Look, they've got 300,000 now. So massive contribution there, targeting 15,000 just by this year, but not the top of the cycle at all. So we're probably talking, 25K as we get further into the bull market there for Ethereum, especially as if Bitcoin keeps re-rating higher and higher. Some people are talking, of course, $400,000-$500,000, even $1 million. So I'm pretty comfortable with the 400,000 in the market cycle, particularly with the rainbow. I think we can get the top of the rainbow forecast. But yeah, some people even going further than that because they're comparing it to gold, right? And gold would mean that we re-rate to probably close to $1 million, right? So that's kind of the some of the market forecast there. Now, ARK, of course, ARK has been been getting into Bitmine. So they're so impressed with Tom Lee's strategy. They want to get in with a winner. Of course, you've got a big stock market winner coming into crypto. And so, good old Kathy Wood's ARK investment, obviously already in crypto, a specialist investment vehicle in crypto, has then acquired $177 million $182 million of the Bitmine. So this just got announced yesterday. Pretty crazy over the last 24 hours, actually. So this is hot off the news. The company expects to invest 100% of net proceeds to acquire Ethereum. How about that? So all this shares, all this money going in is going to help buy that. And of course, they love the vision, right? We're delighted that Kathy Wood is from Bitmine, is taking a substantial stake in Bitmine, and she sees the exponential opportunity ahead as we target to reach 5% of ETH. So it is crazy, guys. It is crazy. This is the easiest money that you're ever going to make, because you already know these guys are going to come in and pump your bags for you. This is a chance of a lifetime as well. So pretty huge, right? Pretty massive. So there we go. That is the play. But we've also got talk of the Ether machine, right? They were on CNBC yesterday. The Ether machine is coming in. They're not doing exactly like a reserve treasury, but they're going to be doing a staking machine, right? So this is pretty powerful. They exist to make Ether productive. They want to do a lot of staking, restaking, and participation in the broader ecosystem, and to not only generate long-term ETH-dominated returns, but also deepen the network utility, security, and global adoption. So they're far more system-wide. So pretty exciting where these guys are going with that. And so, yeah, they're going to be doing a lot of this staking stuff. They are not an ETF. They are not a passive treasury fund. They are a machine for productive Ethereum. So that is their mark there. And so they're also going to have a big impact on the Ethereum price and value here as well. So keep a lookout for the ETH machine. And that is a combination of two different companies that have formed that. So that is pretty big deal. We're going to keep a lookout for them too. And we've got some of the investors, I think, sitting in the mix here. We've got some of the likes there. You've got Andrew Keys, the co-founder and chair. David Mirror in there is co-founder and chief executive. And Jonathan Cristodoro is the vice chair, etc. So lots of people involved with that, expecting some big moves there with the Ether machine. So that's just recently announced as well. So that's what I'm saying. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. These are just the announcements and some early moves. It's game on from here. It's game on from here. Cannot say the power of this. And it's all going to flow in. All the power of all these other these are big players on the field coming into Ethereum right now. And it's just the beginning. It's going to be more of them. And we're sitting here, PulseChain Sacrifice or PulseChain Strategic Reserve sitting at number 4. This is very exciting. And of course, people are going to be looking at this list increasingly so and going, oh, these guys are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, PulseChain there. Wow, look at that. Far out sitting there in the top. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. Obviously, we've had World Liberty Swap with the old Trump family, the sons, Eric. And of course, talking about this, they're talking about huge re-rates. Obviously, they've got their own stablecoin, USD1, but they're also going to have lending and borrowing coming up soon as well. And of course, they have been talking about Ethereum a lot, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum. So it's very exciting where this is going. So it's World Liberty Financial. So kind of cool stuff happening there. And of course, we can see the value at the moment of the Richard Hart one here, PulseChain Sacrifice at number 4. And we see the value here on look into RH, which is Gerado's site. $623 million right now. And of course, this is fluctuating around the break-even point, down 4.6 million at the moment, and sitting at $628 million entry position, currently worth $623 million right now. Now, there are different ways that people have talked about this being utilized. Obviously, spending it all on buying PulseChain doesn't seem like the very logical thing. I mean, it might be fun for a trip, but actually, just having it staked or something like that, earning potentially hundreds of millions. Remember, when Ethereum gets re-rated to 15,000, you can stake this and earn hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And of course, you can go and pull that over to PulseChain and buy stuff over PulseChain. You could do that, right? Or you can some sort of fancy collateralization where you don't really have to move it too much, and it gets collateralized, and it's just still sitting there, but it's backing a 1-to-1 asset or something like that, or 1-to-multiple asset valuation. So we're going to see what sort of tricks could be played with collateralization. So there's a couple of ways there that this could pump the old PulseChain. Obviously, staking income with hundreds of millions, or of course, collateralizing. Those seem some more obvious ways rather than just spending it. Right? Obviously, that'd be great, but it's not sustainable, for the longer term. And this would be a much better way of doing it. And of course, if you do some sort of collateralization multiple, you're going to create more wealth than you could ever possibly do, I think, on a sustainable play. And so I think we're going to possibly see some actions like that, right? as well as the market coming, right? Obviously, Richard Hart's focused on promotions, and so obviously getting new people, new capital into the chain as well to help push up that incremental value and of course accelerate the multiples, right? That's how the way it works. So we're looking forward to cool stuff like that. Obviously, we've got lots of different tools and things that Richard Hart could do. We've talked about that in the past. I'm not going to go through the whole list. We probably did another video on that coming up. But man, PulseChain, this is going to just go up and up and up. Of course, a 4x from here, we talked about being about $2.5 billion. So that's just by December. If we all hit our targets, and then into next year, if we go to 25K, then now we're, $3-4 billion, $4-5 billion in terms of the PulseChain strategic reserve. And of course, that gives an implied value to PulseChain even higher, right? Even higher. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Now, I suspect the market over time will increase that association between the PulseChain stack reserves, particularly if we see some activation of that in terms of some of those strategies I told you about. That would definitely connect the two, and instead of being implicit, making it very direct. And so, keep a lookout for that theme as we move forward in time. We got a couple other people in the chat there. Let's have a look. We got, once again, I just want to say thanks to Tintop for the 22 months membership support. We got Bitfinex as well. I'm thinking about buying a 10,000 plot of land and filling it with rows of Hawaiian sweet potatoes. How many gardeners do you think I'll need for that? Talk to me. Talk to me offline. We got Brendan in the house there. We got 10 Wookiees Bitfinex. That's probably true too. We got Luke in the house there. I'm here for the hex analysis. We're going to get up to that. We got Sarafina. I hope I said that right. Bonobos about to be rich. Seems like that. Nice. Geniuses, says Brendan Caesar's genius. All right, so that is pretty cool. Let's jump away from that. So that's looking exciting. We're going to keep a track of this theme because we're with the big boys. That's what I'm saying. We're a part of the big boys, and this is exciting, guys. It's exciting. So very, very cool. We're going to keep track of that. Very, very cool. And if you go to some of these addresses down the bottom here, you'll see that the balances are still sitting in there. If we go to this top address, you can see there's 27,500 in this address worth 102 million. So it's just sitting at the moment. There has been a lot of interactions with Hyperliquid. So that's been pretty interesting too. So you can actually click on some of the links for some of the recent buys. This one here's got 11,600 ETH in it. And it's got $43 million in there at the moment. So very, very cool. Very, very cool to see some of those. So that is some of where their wallets are just sitting in the wallets right now. All right. So that brings us into PulseChain. Day 803, can you believe it? I think we're about to start day 804, and we're at quadruple 0324, up 3.7%. We are way underpriced right now, so you're still cute getting it on the basis of just that one pump mental I told you about just now about the PulseChain, sacrifice reserve and the outlook for prices and value. PulseChain is completely underpriced, and so I think we might reasonably see some big whales eventually get to the point where, this is the place to go. We could very much see some massive price pumps here coming up at some stage. So especially as we move further into the year. So very excited about that. Maybe it is September with the interest rate cut. If we get one of those, that could be very, very exciting indeed. So I hope you guys get excited about that because I'm excited about that. We could very well see a God mode candle, right? A God mode candle coming in. In fact, let's see whether we can find Richard Hart. He might tell us all about that as well. Let's get that. So,
you could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with them. I'm with that guy. So that could definitely happen. We got PulseX at the moment at quadruple 0246, up at 3%. And of course, we've got the buy and burn at 7.46%. We just hit 1% overall, including the OA wallets. We got Incentive token, $1.58, up 3.6%. And we've got Hex at the moment at just under 7 tenths of a penny, up 3.7%. So they're all pretty much up the same today. EHEX there at 2 tenths of a penny. And of course, we're completely undervalued. So it's going to be pretty fun to see that. We did last week, we had that big whale that was selling out PulseX first and then X. And we had a little relief rally after that. It was very, very nice. And then we had a little bit of a sell-off as usual. Everyone laughed about that. and then now we seem to be getting a little bit of green candles back again. So I think we're ready to rock. Are we ready to rock? Is PulseChain ready to go for that next level? Let's keep a lookout for that. Gas prices. We've got 1.2 million beats at the moment, 1 cent for PulseX swap, so super cheap. Validators, a slight increase in validators, 52,125, so it looks like up about 50 or 60 validators. And the bridge, we're looking at that, right? 96.9. So we're up slightly from yesterday. I think we're at 96.8 yesterday. And of course, we've been benefiting from Bitcoin going up in value and Ethereum going up for value as well. One of the narratives that we could see, maybe we'll see more Bitcoin coming over to PulseChain. Keep a lookout for that. That's definitely possible. And of course, what else could we see happening here? Obviously, stable coins increase with the Genius Act and all of the increase in stable coins around. Obviously, we've got record monetary printing at the moment, M2 supply. And of course, with the interest rate cuts, that means that money is very cheap. And of course, people need to get higher returns. They're going to have to take on more risk, and that benefits stocks and crypto and commodities. So we're looking forward to that. And we've got eHex on the low base. So if eHex is a run, it's only at 22 tenths of a penny. It doesn't take long before we get a 5x on eHex back over 1 cent, and we're back over $100 million in ETH value, right? So these things can quickly re-rate, can't they? With enough upside there. So that is where we are on that one. Moving to the old PulseChain markets. We've got $19.8 million in volume, so lower than what we've had the last couple of days. We mean like 26, 28 million. We're at 20, I think we had 24 million yesterday. We're at just under 20 million right now. 293,000 transactions, so we're typically doing about 330, 350, maybe 390 on a good day. We're down to 293 at the moment. We've got some of the moves here, 4 days around. Hexagon's been around, and that's up 65%. We've got PulseCM here, been around for 5 days, so some couple of new tokens, 51%. We've got Teddy Bear Takeover, been around for 3 months here, and that is up 14% off a low base after that big sell-off. And we've got 90mm, which is our second biggest DEX, right? And they've been doing pretty good volumes. 1.5 million volumes at the moment for the old 9mm. And we know that most of that volume has been on PulseX and Hex, so some of the cores, along with Coast as well, been doing pretty good. And Wrap Bitcoin, as someone mentioned earlier. So not too bad. That's the bridged in Wrap Bitcoin from Ethereum, of course. So not bad. So some pretty cool things there. We're expecting that to re-rate as we get more volumes. So the volumes are still pretty demure, but once we get a bit of a run on PulseChain, expect these DEXs to re-rate. Monet Money, 12% as well. We've got Missile for OG WebChef, up 9%. PDC the Grays has been doing really well. Had a huge breakout, didn't it? So let's have a look at that. Obviously the first DAO and arguably one of the blue chips on PulseChain. And let's have a quick look at that. So yeah, look at that. Nice. The RSI is still really friendly on the weekly. Look at that, 59. And we have pushed much higher there. So we had lot higher lows, and we pushed higher here to 5,700. And let's look at the daily. On the shorter time frame, we are getting overbought on the daily, so it's probably time to just cool off a little bit around the 6,000 mark. So 0006. And probably a good time to cool off here. Let's see how much room there is in the 4 hourly. Yeah, it's cooled off a little bit here, so we might have a little bit of a rise again. Maybe another attempt to hit that 6,000, but it does probably need to cool off on the daily for just a little bit. Pull back there on the daily there, and then continue rallying because the weekly is so low down at 60. So just continue rally there. But like I say, it's a little bit elevated right now. So maybe 6 is the cap here for this consolidation. That does seem reasonable based on the RSI there. But had a good little run, a good little run there, isn't it, on the 4 hourly? You can see the 4 hourly, look at that run. Woohoo! So that's been pretty good. In fact, if you take it all the way back from here, it's a really nice run. We had a 126% move in 12 days. 12 days, not bad. 2.2x. So very, very cool. And broke that 3,000 resistance and went on and on and on and broke 4,000 on the way up there. So pretty cool. The high was sitting at 6,200 on that move. So not bad. All right, so that is PDC the Grays. What else we got going at the moment? We got good old pump tires, the main token for pump tires. Richard Hart product there, 7%. We got most wanted pump tires as well. Another Richard Hart one there, 7% as well. We got X along with, I guess, associated with Crypto Paradise, I believe. Is this Coach? Is it Coach? I think it's possibly Coach's one, isn't it? 6.7%. Let me know in the chat there. Pretty sure they're right about that. We've got X Game, of course. We're waiting for X Game, right? From Firewhale, one of our 2 big public whales. X Game is coming, and so it's got to be close. Surely it's got to be close. I'm not sure if they're waiting for the timing in the market. We did see the Telegram trading bot out. Of course, we've talked about that ourselves on this channel. But X Game is the big decentralized casino. We're looking forward to that with the first Crash game. And so, yeah, that's got to be getting pretty close. So if that is pretty close and they do an announcement, then X Game is hyper undervalued right now at 1800 of a penny at 6.6%. We've got Teddy Bear from James Maria up 6.5%. Stake Death here at the moment is at number 14, up 6%. Let's slow down here. We've got Surf. Now, Surf got way oversold. Surf team is amazing. And I think, is this the bottom? And for this, is this the bottom? We're certainly coming off the bottom on the RSI on the daily for Surf. And it's obviously related to Crypto Paradise at 32. But I suspect we're going to see this could very well be the bottom here. We still have a little bit of room. We could go down a bit further. But, if sentiment holds in the PulseChain majors, we've just bounced off 1 cent. It seems like a reasonable place to go. And this could be the bottom. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. 4-hourly's come off the bottom already. So maybe we're going to get some consolidation here at the moment. So, it might just zigzag into this 1 cent for a little bit. But on the weekly, let's have a look. I don't even know how much of a weekly the one they got, actually. I didn't think they had a weekly RSI, but 1 cent, that seems like a reasonable place to defend. The RSI certainly supportive of that. So, we'll have a look. It's coming off the bottom. And maybe 1 cent is the steal of the century here with the old Surf token. If you get 200,000 tokens, you get into the DAO and you get access to all the benefits in there. So if you're looking to get into the DAO, I guess a good time now. Obviously, do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. Not financial advice, as we say. What else there? There's a YouTuber called Rick to Riches. Some of you may know him. He talks at the beginning of the video. He goes, "Never listen to any influencer out there." It's probably good advice. Never listen to any good influencer out there. Of course, not all influencers are the same in terms of knowledge, but it is still a general principle to go by, I guess. All right, so there we go. Let's jump further down. We've got some more comments though. Bitfinex says, "I wonder at which price we'll see the price double in a single candle on Pulse." Absolutely, Bitfinex is a good question. We got Crypto MVS in the house there. The editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread is here, folks. Great to see you, Crypto MVS. Good morning, Superman. Good morning to you, sir. Keep up the awesome work on the Monster Thread. Number 11 is out at the moment. We're going to talk about that briefly. We've certainly got enough time for that. We got Bitfinex in the house there. Wookie the Capo, Syndicate Capo. Yeah, he's doing a good job there. Q Baller, morning all. Good to see you, Q Baller. Welcome to the chat as well. And that's pretty much everyone. I was talking about rugby league in the chat, rugby league. All right, so that's pretty much it at the moment. Let's go down a bit further. Number 22, number 21 is a Doubt token at just over half a penny, up 5%. Curve there as well. I think there's all pump tires. That's up 5% as well. Fitzgerald there, up 5% there. A Buddha, I think, in America somewhere. And we've got Communist as well. That's up 4.6% on the back of Hex. The tokenomics is tied into the share rate for that one. We've got Teddy Bear as well, 4.5% on the move at the moment. Reserve Tay at number 28, up 4%. Gas Money, OG Web Chef at number 32, up 3.8%. UpX there, good old Haunted on the back of Pulse is up 3.8%. And of course, they also do Validator in there with Validator X, so you can check out those as income opportunities. UFO. UFO just got into the Emmet farm. Did you see that? That just came out only a couple hours ago. So if you're on Emmet farms, if you've got UFO token, you can start to put that into your farming there and start earning on there. So check that out on the old Emmet. So big shout out to Kairos and the team. Nice little innovation there, 3.7%. Love.io, number 35, is up 3.7% from good old Anders. And then we've got SolidX. So SolidX and of course SolidX and X Game are both together. And SolidX there at $9.30, up 3.5%. And of course, this is the one that's going to benefit from all the buy and burning, from all that revenue that's going to be generated with all these games when they launch. It's going to be coming pretty soon there from Firewell. So pretty excited there. Secret Conspiracy, another, I think there's pump tires, right? 3 months ago, 3.4%. Number 37, we've got Hex, of course, just hitting the 0.7 of a penny mark, up 3%. We've got good old Beast there at 32 cents from OG Web Chef. At Pine Pulse there, been around for 2 years, up 2.5% there as well. Let's just jump through some of these others. So we've got Incentive Token, $1.57. I know Incentive Token might have a little run soon. We probably should have checked that out too. But we'll probably come back and check out Hex, since I said I would earlier. Someone was asking about Hex. We've got Mafia Token from Jacob. It happens to be on board. Hasn't been on the board for a while, is it? Number 56. Of course, we've got Wookie in the Syndicate there. That's at 1.8%, and that's sitting at 2,500. What else is going on here? Dominance from OG Web Chef up 1.8%. So we've got quite a few little green ones here. Top Hat in the mix. at 1.5%. What else is in the jumps here? There's all in the top 100, right? So yeah, we've got 9-inch all the way down. So the DEX, third biggest DEX, is at number 77. It is not even in the money today. Let's have a look at its volume. 1.5 million on 9mm, and of course we know there's more stuff coming from 9mm, right? I think more rollouts of products. We've got 140k in 9-inch, so really still struggling to really break out of that sort of 150 mark. But 9mm is definitely broken out, right? That is definitely broken out up to the upside. But in terms of, I guess, percentage terms, they're probably pretty similar in terms of the increase. But it's 10x on the old 9mm there at the moment. All right, so we're going to keep a lookout for that. Who else is in the chat there? We've got Crypto NFW says, have you looked at PDI? Rat Bitcoin is on a tear. We're going to look at that now. Rat Bitcoin is doing way better than Solana. Sol went from 20 to 200, and Rat Bitcoin at 20 to 900. Yeah, so we'll pull it up right now. Let's do that. All right, so let's go Pulse coin list. Let me go try that again. Pulse coin list. And, damn it, fudgy fingers there. And gosh, still fudgy fingers. Oh my god. It's the worst ever. It's the worst. All right, let's jump down. And they've got PDI. So it's up 13% for the week. And so look at that. So there's the old PDI. And yeah, still sitting at 5,300 for a penny. Let's look on the daily. That's the daily. So really consolidating here, isn't it? That's actually pretty nice to see. If you're in PDI, you'll be pretty happy about that. So kind of cool consolidation. And let's have a look at the weekly, shall we? We know Better Bank's coming up soon, right? So that's going to be a big use case for PDI. Then there's a lot of imaginable use cases that are potentially coming up, but certainly that's looking pretty good. I mean, people got to be pretty happy with that where that's at the moment. Recent highs at 5,900 of a penny, so looking very good there. Now, if you'd been in Strategy Club, you may have probably picked it up from the bottom if you'd been in the stat at the time. So there we go. You can think about that math. For fun. But let's have a look at the other one. Let's jump over to a Rat Bitcoin. You can see that's also on the top gainers, along with Gnosis Safe and Teddy Bear. Good old Teddy Bear. I've been trying to say the accent. I'm going to get the video. I'm going to get the video because stuff I just can't do it. Super is turning into a Wookiee, says Wookiee. Yeah. I had little furry fingers there on the keyboard. It was pretty bad. But yeah, $949. And of course, you heard Rack and Michelle talking about the old buy one Pulse Rat Bitcoin. You never know your luck, right? So there we go. It's on the up and up. And of course, the RSI is sitting at around 68. So not quite overbought, but certainly riding the top there. Let's look at the weekly on the old P Rat Bitcoin. And bam, there it is. So obviously we used to have a much higher time. The all-time high price is $2,674. But we're on the move here. Look at this RSI moving up. We're up at 62, so there's plenty of room to move on the weekly, and maybe cool off around at the resistance at 1,000, given the fact that the daily was tinkering there. But maybe 1,000 becomes a resistant line. Once it breaks that, though, of course, game on, right? What happened last time it broke that? Last time it just absolutely smashed it, right? So there's the $1,000 mark. Shall we draw a little line for that? I think so. All right. Let's do that one there. And bam. Yeah, that'll do. So that's the line. That's $1,000. So you saw last time it was quite below it on the daily, sorry, and it just jumped above it, came back to tested it, and then it was off from there. So we may very well see something like that come up soon. And of course we're right there right now, really, aren't we? So it was a lot lower down though when it did it. It was all the way down at 950. Lower than that. It was at 7,760. But game on here right now. So yeah, we may get an overbought. Look at that; it was very well overbought. So we could definitely do that and get back over 1,000 quite easily, and then maybe just find that $1,000 support and then game on from there. So yeah, Rat Bitcoin on the move because of course Bitcoin's hitting that 120k mark, and the higher that goes, probably the relativities will close up. And game on for the old Rat Bitcoin on PulseChain. There's only 155,000 of them, right? And a lot of them are held by large wallets. So could see anything happening here. So yeah, nice little commentary there from Crypto NFW about that. So there we go. We got Brendan house there. What the fuck? We got that going on. How are we doing for time? We're doing an hour and 10 minutes. So we've got enough time quickly to go through Titanx quickly. So we're going to quickly do that. We had quite the drawback in Titanx. Really came all the way back down. So that relativity back into Ethereum, obviously hurting the chart. But that is the Ethereum play. That's the Ethereum chart. We were from 10 zeros 5,000 all the way up to 10 zeros 8,700. Now we're back to 10 zeros 5,600. So we're almost down to the bottom again, and we're not too far above it. That is, people just switching back into Ethereum and riding the ETH. That's probably what's happening there after that big rally. So US dollars looks a bit better, but not much better. A little bit better. Or quite a bit better actually. It does look quite a bit better, but that's because of the ETH price, right? So we're at 6 zeros 2,000. We were down at 6 zeros 1,100. So it's still pretty handsome up there. 89% up from there. So we'll keep a lookout. But of course, it's sitting on these reserves, right? It's sitting. We've talked about it. If ETH goes to 15,000, it's sitting probably on circa $100 million of US there, and that's nothing to sneeze at, right? That is incredible. So keep a lookout for that. The liquid supply at the moment too for Titanx is relatively small, right? So we've got 68.1 trillion, $14.3 million worth at the moment. So things can turn around pretty fast. That's 13.1. We've got the V1 at 16.6 million, so it's over collateralized in the buy and burn. And then, of course, it's got the 888-day payout coming out soon, and that is sitting on another $4.1 million in ETH, 1,100 ETH there as well. And of course, then you've got the $3-4 million in DragonX on the buy and burn, and then you've got Hydra as well, sitting over $1 million, I think it is, or no, it's about 800K, isn't it? Sitting on Hydra there, but that could be worth millions of dollars on the ETH multiple. So pretty exciting, of course. And that's backed on DragonX. Now, the one we're going to talk about, of course, recently is Taurus, which has been kind of the star of the show. Definitely helped burn, 2,500, I think. Titanx gone into that. Is it 2.5? Let's go to supply stats. How much Taurus has gone there? 2.6 trillion. So it's definitely been successful. Has it been ultra successful yet? Not yet. In terms of the Titanx, people talking about, can it do like 10 trillion in like 10 days to 14 days? Obviously, we're on what day are we on now? Let's see, we're going to enter the DAP, and we're on day 13. So it hasn't been, I would say, ultra successful, but it's been very successful. 2.6 trillion is a lot, and it's already put it at number 6. So it's doing very well indeed from that point of view. Now, maybe in the next week or two, it does get to the ultra success level. We get a bit of a runaway. Sometimes we do get delayed impacts on protocols. And of course, the stats here are very suggestive, $870 million in the payout pool at the moment. And we're just about below. I think it's going to be tomorrow. Good chance tomorrow we'll be below. Yeah, we will be. 99,000. So that's going to be dipped down to 88,900 and something. So that's pretty exciting. And the payout pool is sitting very attractive there, $870,000 a day. And of course, the buy and burns just continue to go up, right? So buy and burn sitting on, almost 300 million. And of course, Titanx is going down. Imagine Titanx goes up on a rally. This stuff all goes through the moon. This stuff all goes through the moon. Just remember that. That's actually the scenario you're playing, right? That's actually the scenario you're playing. You're not playing today. You're playing tomorrow, so to speak. So yeah, that is the other side of it. So think about it like, what's this like if we do get Ethereum to 15K by the end of the year, and this is all just through the moon, and then Ethereum has a rally against ETH, right? So that's the whole idea, and the buy and burn gets ticked on. Then suddenly this is worth silly money. So yeah, pretty cool. Buy and build at the moment is $200,000 in there too, and the fractal there is about 135 or something, 135. So really, it's about 650,000 in there at the moment. If you're going to create at the moment, the yield's 16,000. If you're going to stake at the moment, the yield's 3,700%. But let's have a look at the stats here. We've got the supply got boosted here yesterday. Remember, this was only like 800 yesterday, and it's at 2,500 now. Now we weren't expecting, as far as I know, any staking or mining to come out or creating to come out. So presumably this has come out of the LP pool because we weren't expecting stake to change. And Taurus's burning has already gone up to 10%. So 10% of Taurus is already burnt, but it must have come from the LP. But I didn't see any shift in the LP movement. So unless I missed it somehow. I'm not quite sure how we jumped from 800 to 2,500 there. So if anyone knows, let me know in the chat there. But in any case, we're below 19,000 supply. Is that crazy? This is early days. So I would basically ignore the supply right now, to be honest, because we know that in the future, maybe day 37, day 40 or something like that, we're expecting some bigger supply jumps. That being said, the buy and burn is eating up the supply every single day towards those events. So, we'll see how that plays out. But anyway, that is the play. But so far, statistics are looking very good. And the total, this is the most important one to me, is the shares, 2 billion shares. We just hit it And of course, Titanx has burned 140 billion. Titanx is gone forever. So goodbye, Titanx. You're gone burger. That's all we can say about that. Did I just do a little girl wave? I think I did, but this is the way it goes. Hey, something like that. All right, so that's pretty much on the old Taurus. That's pretty much it. I'm going to get rugged. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at the general report, shall we, quickly? I was going to look at the monster, so let me just go quickly check the monster. And if you haven't shared that around, definitely share it around. The latest week for the PulseChain. I'll probably post it out after the live stream so everyone gets to see it. So this number's been revised down, so I'm not sure what's going down there because that was at 800 yesterday. So I'm not sure what's happened with that number. But yeah, we're at 2.6. This number's slightly below as well. I'm not sure what the discrepancies are, but this is actually 2.6. So let's jump here. So Taurus, 9.9 million is expected at the moment. Remember, the current supply is only 18.9. 18,900, and we're expecting 9.9 million in the future. So that's what I'm talking about, that in the future. That's what we're going to be getting. At the moment, though, this is really cool. This is probably the biggest thing I'm really enjoying is that this big candle is going smaller and smaller and smaller every day, and it will continue as we move forward. So all these curves, all these mountains here, all going to get flattened out, and this is part of the magical source that cryptographics has done, right? So pretty excited about where that's heading. And so on. Yeah, so pretty cool. What do we got there? 1,054 creations so far. This is the number we were looking forward to really spike. We want to see a spike up maybe in week 3, week 4. And then the total stakes, the 127 as well. We've seen that taper off. And we got the numbers because we're doing about 36 creations a day, 32. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. Will we get a rise? Will we get back into the 100 creations a day? That's the question. And that's would be very important for the protocol, particularly I think by week 3, week 4. So keep a lookout for that. That's what we'll be looking forward to. And will we get a bit of a recovery in stakes as well, which was a real surprise at the beginning. And of course, people are more educated about the protocol now. And yeah, will we see that happen? Because that buys up the chart, pushes the price up on the chart, right? When people buying and staking. And we've had a few stakes the last couple of days, 2 or 3. So will we get a bit of a resurgence there? But probably the biggest deal is the creation. And what happens when they do create, they flatten out that curve even faster on all those towers of future stuff. So all this stuff here gets flattened out, all this one here is not, yeah, all gets flattened out even more because more people come in, and we get several more $1 million. That's very important for that. And of course, it all gets captured in the buy and burn treasury, right? So the buy and burn just blows up, buy and burn treasury. Then if ETH goes on a run, Titanx goes on a run, then it just blows up again. And suddenly Taurus is hyper valuable. And that's going to be the interesting thing. It's going to be hyper valuable and hyper distributed. That's the key. That's the secret sources. And then high returns on the staking. People will be staking. That is the maths. And that's where the genius lies. And we're going to see, does that match market psychology? Because the mathematics certainly drives psychology that way. We're going to find out. Woohoo! All right. So how are we doing? An hour and 18 minutes. Oh, we've probably got a few little minutes to do cover the old monster thread. So let's quickly do that. And we've got to find it first, don't we? We've got to find MVS Crypto. There he is. And we're going, yeah, man, he's only 30 followers away from 3,500. So if you haven't followed MVS, definitely smash the follow because we've got more exciting stuff coming from the Crypto Night Show. And of course, MVS is our promotional lead, and he does an amazing job. And of course, editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread, crushing it out there every week after week. And of course, big news, folks. Last week's Monster Thread hit over 26,000 views, and it's climbing every single week. So yeah, I think that was like 20% growth on the previous week. It's massive, guys. It is absolutely massive, and it's only going to get bigger. And we're still in that inflection point, turning from a bear market to a bull market. PulseChain's always going to move a little bit later, but when it moves, it's going to be glorious, and we're going to enjoy it. So yeah, PulseChain Monster Thread. If you haven't posted it out, you can see many of your favorites. Got people staking Hex again. Isn't that awesome? Drinking wine and staking Hex. I mean, this is like the old days. We got some big influencers like Crypto Coffee and Money Can Crypto having a great time on stream. We got people with their artwork on Richard Hart on the BBC News, for goodness sake, on radio, BBC Radio. We got the girls down at the golf course under PulseChain marquees, giving away PulseChain things and stuff like that. It is pretty exciting, guys. So this is perfect. It's got all the latest news on PulseChain over the last week. You got to check it out. It is very, very cool. Spread it around to all your friends. It's the perfect onboarding tool, and it's the fastest way for people to get up to speed because we basically survey all of PulseChain every week, and we get the best stories in there. And it doesn't matter who you are. There's a good chance you'll get on there if you've got a story that's worth putting in there. We see lots of stuff, so definitely get in there and spread it around. It is perfect. And we've got more publications coming from the Crypto Night Show team, and so keep a lookout for that. So Monster Thread, Share it around, give it a good read because it's so many cool stories, some really good opportunities in as well. Not only is there great stories, but there's some of the best DeFi and GameFi protocols on PulseChain, including some of the best art protocols as well. So definitely check that out as well. So I'll post the link to there. And a big shout out to MVS Crypto, working hard out there every week on that one. So Monster Thread, check it out. Week number 11, for goodness sake. And it's up and away. So definitely check it out. We have got some great teams in there this week, though. We've got Crypto Paradise, Nick Hellman on the PulseX conference. Awesome stuff. That team's amazing. Like I say, the price entry on Surf at the moment is going to be pretty friendly. And, of course, lots of perks and benefits there. We've also got Pulse of the Fallen. This anime series is going to be everywhere, I think. This anime series is just like synonymous with PulseChain. It really is. It's going to have all the influencers, all the community people that you follow and like. It's going to have stories about them and PulseChain as we go through the bull market together. You can see that I'm in there already, and I'm locked up. I'm locked up in chains, for goodness sake. So anything can happen to anybody in this series. So it's going to be pretty crazy. Look forward to that. So big shout out to the whole team there. We've also got Frontier Lending. You talk about, unleashing. Richard said, get out there and unleash. Well, Axel is unleashing peer-to-peer lending. It means that you can do customizable loans, which is pretty amazing on the old PulseChain now. This is brand new technology to PulseChain. So big shout out to the Axel team there and ALGO as well. Those team doing amazing stuff. So check it out. That's there as well. We've also obviously got, if you're after high yield, we got I think this is a cool thing. We got the 7 deadly sins, and this is high yield on Nexian farms. So Nexian, one of our 4 hottest latest farms, and you can get greed and rage token, envy. They're going to have all the deadly sins there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so, you can make DeFi lots of fun and earn high yield at the same time. And look at all those partnerships that they got going on right now. One of the mega themes on PulseChain. So big shout out to all the teams that are going on. And then we've got another farm, Vox Farms, offering high yield. Ever since PulseX, obviously the incentive token got pulled back in yield, but now you've got all these new top DeFi's lending protocols like Vox Farms, Emmet Farms, like Nexian. It's just offering really great yields. Like Axel is pretty impressive there. So Vox Farms on the move. It's pretty cool. So you're earning high yield there, and the market is getting re-rated, and we've got lots of partnerships happening there too. So there's something for everybody. And we saw, today Emmet Farm obviously getting UFO listed on there too. And talking about Emmet Farms, here they are, Emmet Farms. They listed UFO. They got PDC on there now. So, the top DAO token is now on the farm, and now they've got UFO they added in today. So if you got UFO or PDC, you can now farm on Emmet Farms. So big shout out to Chorus there. These guys are absolutely crushing it. So very, very cool. Obviously, the Superman show's on as well. So you can definitely check out that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that update there about what's going on, because it's pretty exciting. All right. On that note, I think we probably finished the show. We're an hour and 23 minutes. So we're doing pretty well here. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got let's see. We got Brendan House there, one that works. Crypto NFW says, what car are you looking for when dial B2C pegs? And Brendan says, one that works. That is hilarious, Brendan. That is hilarious. Hey, if you guys haven't joined Strategy Club, definitely join up. You're going to meet crazy TA guys like Brendan in there with pretty hilarious jokes there. We got Valiant as well. A super Wookiee could rule the university, could indeed, once he's finished his gardening outside. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Like I say, the power of the PulseChain Strategic Reserve, it's going to be unbelievable. And we're going to watch that association of PulseChain. And of course, PulseChain right now are completely undervalued. Game on. It's going to be pretty epic. Well, we're out now, right now, 22nd, 23rd of July, and heading into December, $15,000 ETH. Get ready for it. Make sure you got the quality assets. Pick them up, because it's going to be so good. Yeah, Brendan says, come join the Discord. Absolutely. Links in the video description, and awesome stuff there. Vanish says, thanks for all the fish. I mean, Alpha there says, lucky. Nice one. All right, take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. Let's play out the video on the way out, shall we? The cool video. Let's do that. And what happened to my screen there? We lost studio stream.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing each cycle. It's not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021. Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it, be careful, don't get FOMO, do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.